Hello everyone and welcome to today's event where we'll be doing a PhotoBiz Live for website review. So we're going to take a look at 4 websites today, see what they're doing, see how they can make improvements, but also see what they are doing right. They might be doing some really cool stuff that you might be able to learn from, and we can take a look and see what advantages they might be having on their website. So if you want to have your website reviewed in the future, in the description box, click on that link right there. You can fill it out and you can have your website reviewed. You do not have to have a PhotoBiz website. This is free for anyone. So we'll just take a look at your website as we go. But yeah, today we got 4 already set up and can't wait to take a look at them. So sit back, relax, let me get them loaded in and we'll get started momentarily. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, if you have any questions or comments or want to have your website review for today, leave it in the comment section. We'll take a look at it in the future. But today we already got some loaded in, so let's take a look at what they got going on. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. So let's jump right on in. All right, our first website is pennyfraserphotography.com. Whoop, what in the world? Hang on a second. System's acting funky. There we go. All right, our first website for review today is pennyfraserphotography.com. Now, the first thing I would love to see is some type of branding here. It just loads right in. I don't know whose website I'm on, so just something to be aware of. Some type of insignia, text logo, even if that. It doesn't have to be like something completely branded, but it could just tell me what it is, because right now I see fine arts portraits in South Florida, which is great, but who? So that's a big factor there. So I definitely want something there. Now let's roll through. Without that branding insignia, you can see there's a huge gap in between here because it's making compensating where the logo should be at. All right, very cool. Nice little bit here. This section's pretty neat. I like that. Love this collage here. I think this is really nice and clean. Very cool little section here. Scheduling complimentary for more information. Okay. Testimonial, testimonial, testimonial. That's good. These icons are kind of small, but not too bad. I will say that it's about to run into this section, so I want some more air to breathe here because this one has a lot, this doesn't, so it feels like it's about to get into the jumbled of the scripted texture. I would almost say you don't even need this section. It's a big section that's mostly showing off products, but not really telling us about the products. Like this section's important, and then boom, right into here could tell us, your offerings. I think that's a good way to kind of continue it. This is a very large area, so maybe reduce the size of it because it takes up so much real estate for two photographs. And this really jarring background that's not really anywhere else on your website. So you see that you go from a texture to more of a scripted background, kind of looks a little different from everything else that's been put on the website. So something to look at. But yeah, I definitely, you have this amazing logo here. Not quite sure it's not loaded in here. I think it would go well here, especially up in here. And you can utilize a smaller one if you need to. If you need help, you can always ask our team about assisting getting a logo or some type of ident in there. I think that would be really nice. As in terms of your homepage, I think your homepage is nice and splashy, looks good. I might give some breathing room to this area, adding some more space between here at the top and here at the bottom, because it feels a little sandwiched in after such a grand opening. Then we go into another text-based section. Now, this is really nice. It looks very cool and stylized. Straight into telling us about, the call to action. Excuse me. The call to action here. Love the collage. Love this area here with the learn more option. I think that looks nice. Now, this for your information, after the scheduled complimentary consultation, feels a little like out of place. It's like, hey, connect with me. Hey, connect with me. So I might pull this thing below at the bottom, at the very bottom here of your FAQ. I think that would be a nice placement for it. And again, maybe reduce the size of this, change the background maybe to something else. If not, it's just, and then give some air to this. It's just too close comparative to this section above. So just something to be aware of. Everything else on this page looks really nice. Let's roll over to the next page. Got a simple rotating gallery. Looks really nice. Very good. Got some pictorial collage style testimonials. Now some of it's getting clipped off here. I definitely recommend taking a look at that, see what's going on there. We want to make sure everything is visible the way you want it to be. And then schedule a complimentary consultation. Yeah. Just really making sure that nothing gets cropped off. I think this looks good. Otherwise, things you could add if you want to make this page more search, like this part right here is fine, but adding a little detail, maybe even like below this section could help as well, just to give like a paragraph of like what types of photographs that you take. Very cool little book style magazine flow. Looks really cool. Now I love how large this complimentary button is compared to the one that was on the previous page. Oh, you get stuck on this page, you can't get out, huh? So let me so once we're on this page, this is like a landing page. So let me see if I can, it won't like let me out. There we go. So something to be aware of, your portraits, we talked about it. Your portraits looks great. Again, this testimonial block, it's got some cropping happening going on. The complimentary button could be larger compared to the next page. And you could add like a little paragraph of text here. I think that would go a long way. Now your 40 for 40 page, as soon as I come to this page, I'm seeing there's something happening where there's no way back. Now you see it says that I'm on here from there, but if I scroll a page, that counts as a new page load. So a customer might get a little freaked out that there's no way back because you didn't put a menu here. So you remove the header. I definitely would recommend putting the header back unless this page is supposed to be hidden and only used as a landing page experience. Because right now, each time they scroll through, look how many times it's going to load. As a page flip is a new page. Some reason this code in here is making it seem like website pages are being generated versus whatever embed is supposed to be. I love the size of this button here. I think this looks good. I kind of want to center this information a little bit, or at least make it stand out a little bit more. This part looks great. This feels a little tired, like this section here, like I don't even recognize it. And then we're down into this section, and I'm more following the bold, so maybe we need to do something to pump this area up a little bit more. This section looks great. I like this little editorial look. It looks really nice. I definitely would add some type of, maybe keep this white, this section here. That way it's paired with this. Or, yeah, because this, it feels weird to go from here, bam, here, like sandwiched in like that. It looks like a cookie. We want to keep that cookie look away. But you see, like you have this on the homepage. Like I said, if it was like this, like on the homepage, this would look really nice and clean. But maybe make this white, keep this on that way to connect it, and then this is on color. Section here looks fine with the FAQ. Testimonial is a slideshow. Now that works really well. We do have some new organic style text editor blocks that you can utilize as card flip throughs if you want to as well. Definitely talk to our team about it. I think you might even want to do that because then the words are actually being found on Google. Oh, you have this down here twice. So something to definitely be aware of. This can make loading a little tricky, okay? And then you have this awesome rotating banner at the bottom. Not necessary because we've already seen everything up at the top. So at that point, don't show anything that's duplicated up at in there. Like this one's not, so that's cool. But this one is. I haven't seen this one. So take out any duplicate content. Something to be aware of. We don't want to make your things slow. And definitely put the header back because now I gotta figure out how to get back to your website if that's the intent. Okay, there we go. Okay, we have that code again. Make that bigger if possible. And these are interviews. Okay. Interesting way to do it. Yeah, I like that because then it's like you can go through each individual's experience. I hadn't seen that done before, so that's kind of neat. This is the first time I've ever seen red used on your website, so I kind of like the gold. The red is a little jarring to your brand so far. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like this. Something you could do is bring this up higher to this area, maybe? I don't know. If we've seen it already on the other page, and this also doesn't have your menu, so there's no way to get back again. Just be aware about those types of clunky navigation. If I'm coming to your website and these are the two things you want me to experience, I'm now can't get back to any of your other experiences. So just be aware about that. I definitely want to have a header if we're going to do something, okay? But the page looks fine otherwise. Just be aware of that strange code and the header missing. All right, let's jump over to your about. It's that section right there. It's on the home page. Don't need this gray. Remove that gray block. Not necessary. Otherwise, nice, easy. Oh, okay. Just a simple image. It doesn't need to rotate. And you're embedding the form when we have the option to do it naturally. So we can show you how to do that if you need help. Oh, you have a blog. There we go. Well, that's cool. It's not anywhere here. Is it down here? It is. Cool. Yeah, make sure people can access that. That's great. Now this is a regular portfolio. It's not the one that we've seen here. So this is a different portfolio. How is this different from the other one? Is there a different motive? Let me know. You also have our bezel down there at the bottom. You're on your contact page. You don't really need to go to create the contact button here. And you don't need to contact us if it's going anywhere else, because now it's just getting confusing. So definitely utilize which one you want. If you want to use the 17 hats one, just embed that one versus the PhotoBiz one being embedded. And this is cool. All right, so Penny, there's a few things I definitely would do. Is I would add some branding here. I would make sure those pages for the 40 over 40 experiences in the magazine that they have a header. Otherwise, I get lost in the menu. And make those tweaks that I kind of recommended. So if you have any other questions, reach out to our team about it. If you need anything else, you can email us directly as well or comment on this video. Okay? But otherwise, great looking stuff, great work. Just need to make those modifications. I think they'll go a long way. All right, let's jump over to our next website. All right, so this is Drakewood Farm. Got a very awesome video banner. With this template, you start out with the icon like that, so it looks really slick, very clean, and it'll loop over. Yeah, nice. It looks beautiful. So what a way to start your experience coming in here. If I was a customer, I'm like, yo, you're selling me on the experiences. So that's what it's all about, the storytelling factor. So this definitely has it. So good job with that. Awesome video. You got one black frame. You might want to adjust if that's there, or it might just be my computer being funny right now. But just make sure, I would want to make sure there's no black frames, so it just keeps looping naturally. Let's go through here. This looks great. Love this right here. Nice rollover effect. Love this inclusion section. Just information about where you are, the who, what, when, and where. Looks really nice. The experiences. I love the rollover effects you got going on. Love that. That looks good. Very beautiful. Very nice. That's a cool way to do it. You're just using images. We have these card effects now, like I was mentioning before, if you want to utilize those. That way this text is readable for Google. Something I definitely recommend. You can style it up. You can check them out. Very cool. Take a tour. Love this texture behind it. Recent blog posts. Very cool. Awesome. I love this homepage. This is a very attractive homepage. It's very clean, very well organized. Yeah, I mean, it's a very cool experience. I really love this video. There's a single frame of black, and I don't know if that's just on my end or if you upload it with a black frame before it loops back over. But definitely take a look at that. I don't know if it was uploaded natively. I think it was. So it could be just, little things that we need to make a trick or two about. But yeah, looks awesome. Let's jump over to the About Us page. Very cool. Great information, setting up a tour. Again, replicating the similar feel that we had on the home page. Very cool. Something you could do is mess with the opacity levels here. So maybe instead of it going straight to white, it's more of like an eggshell color. So it just feels like a card. Something to maybe mess around with. Or make it where the opacity doesn't go all the way through and you can still kind of see the person. So maybe dial it down to like 90%. So it's just a little bit. Something maybe just to add it so it doesn't feel like it faded into complete white. But other than that, that looks really good. I really like this page. All right, let's jump over to wedding services. Mm-hmm. Let's see, anything. I really like how you've highlighted some stuff here. You're using bolds properly. Deluxe versus Grand. So you can see the differences in what you get. Elopements. Yeah, pretty cool. Now, be aware of if these cards have too much text, they will get cropped because it has nowhere else to display. Looks like it's just that card, so you might want to go through here and just revise the text a little bit so you don't get some text loss. Very cool. Races. Yeah, nice call to action. Looks great. I really like this page. The only thing I saw was that card. I thought that card, I want to see what the rest of the text says, but it gets lost. So definitely recommend just making sure you might need to cut it down a little bit. Let's jump over to the gallery. Okay, and you got different galleries per visual. So that's really awesome because then you're really walking them through what it's like. It's a virtual tour at that point. So that's really cool. Um, I like that. Something I definitely recommend. Let's add a port back. View. You could add a secondary navigation where it takes them to the next three locational spots. Because otherwise, they're gonna have to scroll all the way up, click on gallery, then choose the next gallery. So the next three you could have on that page at the bottom, and you could do this per page. Is just have the next ones could say barn, mansion, cottage, or you could have a simple call to action that says go back and it takes them straight to here. So whatever you feel is necessary to make the navigation a little bit better, I definitely recommend doing that because once they get all the way to the bottom, they have to do multiple clicks to get back. And I just want to make sure the experience is fast and easy to navigate with. Very cool. I love that they all are similar, but definitely, yeah, I definitely would add that in when possible. Yeah, I like the virtual tour experience. I like the way it's set up. I think visually it's easy to comprehend. It's nice to see. Yeah, it's very elegant looking. It doesn't help, it helps that the place is also beautiful. So yeah, um, I would just turn off the load more options. That way it goes straight to showcasing all of them. Looks great. See all that cake and pie. Looks yummy. Catering. Yeah. Elegant solutions. Looks really nice. Wedding party. Yeah. So for all these gallery types, I definitely just want to make sure we have a way back. Because right now there's a lot of steps to go click, 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 click. Or they could just come down here, click back. Come down to here, click back. You get what I'm saying? So we definitely want to just make sure that's a little bit easier when it comes to the navigational side of it all. But beautiful pages nonetheless. Let's check out the videos. Oh, got Dolly up in here. Shooting Dolly up in your barn. Ain't that cool? And go straight into music videos. Wow, look at that. That's cool. That's a great way to showcase this venue as well. Wedding video content. Not just that, but like seeing it. Oh, how you know how to kiss like the rain, but you stole my heart. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm loving these pages. Yeah, this is great stuff. Check out the overnight stay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, love it. Love this. Check availability. I mean, this is really good. Special events. Yeah, very cool. Check out the blog. Oh, you blogged recently. Great. See what Emily and Jackson did. Beautiful photos. Love this little storytelling here. Love, love, love how many photos you used in here. This is awesome. This is ideal when it comes to any type of blog post. This is incredible. Colin says, that's why I put everything all on the one layout page. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. This is great though. This looks incredible. I mean, there's a lot of content here, but that's a great blog post. Let's see your other blog posts. Oh, you're punching them out. This is from December as well. Great experiences. The nice thing is you're doing about 15 images and not oversharing. Some people get lost in the sauce of like, I'm going to show every photo that was shot. And that's just not necessarily what you want. Is this pre-recorded clip? No, this is not pre-recorded. I am walking through right now. This section here. I mean, yeah, you've done a great job with the blog content. Whoever's in charge of this stuff, it's looking really good. It's very clean looking, very sharp, great use, and good job constantly updating. You are almost on a daily blog. Looks good. Several folders on my website. I'm guessing you mean like how they'd set it up here. Well, them being a venue, they're trying to do kind of a virtual tour option. So I'm not too necessarily mad at it. The only thing is I want a walk back button. I want to click back. I want to be able to navigate faster. So I click back, I boom right into this section. So that's the only thing I would do definitely on this page. FAQ section, let's walk through it. Easy enough, right? Informational. And using the accordions makes it fast and easy to get directly to the information that we're looking for. Not too bad, not too bad. Overall, this is a really incredible page. You got video content, it's cleanly sorted out. The biggest part that I thought needed the most work was the gallery section. I like how you've divided everything up as a virtual tour, but the only thing is I want to be able to get down to the bottom of the page and not necessarily have to scroll up, click here, then go to the next one. We want to be able to have like a secondary navigation of like the next three, or maybe a previous one and the next two, or just a simple go back and they'll pop them right into that page right there. Something to be familiar with, just something I would do for a navigational thing to make the customer feel, a little bit easier to navigate. But everything else is so finely done that I really like what you're doing. Keep it up. Again, if you have any questions about any of that stuff, please reach out to our team. But adding a simple secondary navigation point or a call to action on those pages should remedy most of that right there. But otherwise, you're doing a great job. The only other thing that I thought maybe was mess with the opacity level so this doesn't go completely white when they rolls over. Maybe just a touch of an eggshell color, or seeing them just by like 90% white and then just a little bit of them so you can see their face. I think that might just make it a little bit more pop to the page. All right, let's jump over to our next website. Colin, do you have a website you would like us to review? Please let us know in the comment section. All right, this is Sydney Zeladon Photography. Let's take a look at what Sydney's got going on. Got a great banner, got these images, view more. What happens when we click view more? This drops us right into a gallery. Okay, so these are just gallery options. So some things that I'm missing on the homepage that I love these accolades that you're talking about, but we can write it in a more expressive way that is telling a story. At the end of the day, customers are looking for ways to emotionally attach themselves into these situations. So when they see this, hey, I'm the best at this, best at that, best at that. Yes, okay, you're great. But tell me how you're going to effectively make my day. Especially as a wedding photographer, you need to express that, and it will help with Google and search like that. Uh, that is the type of stuff that you want to have resonate on your web page. So remember, with the home page, it's kind of your brochure page, so it should have the who, what, when, and where and why about you. But having those accolades is a great touch to start with. Now express it a little bit more. Where are you shooting at in California? I see Orange County. Okay, but anywhere else? Locations specifically, stuff like that. Those are some things that will definitely be really nice to put on there. So you could tell, like, hey, I'm telling stories that take you to the altar in Orange County's X locations or to the coastline. Things like that. Stuff like that is going to resonate. So when Google knows how to place you, like, oh, well, you're looking for an Orange County coastal photographer, I can put you here. That's one way you can do it. Um, yeah. All right, we'll take a look at your website as we go. We got one more website after this, okay, Colin? Just give me your .com, or if you're a customer of ours already, I might just need your information, or I'll search for you. All right, let's jump over to their informational pages. They're about us. Okay, so they've been taking photographs for a long time. That's great. We got great information. So how can we pull some of this and put it on your homepage? Let's think about doing that. I mean, it's an about page. So an about page doesn't need to necessarily be about you. It's more about your business, which is fine. Um, Something I definitely would do is let's put some imagery of you or your staff on this page just to liven it up. Just having an image on here is going to help uh, telegraph like how people should look at you. They want to see a picture before they even start. So if they can see what you look like or your staff members, this is a great way to just getting them conscious, saying, "Hey, I want to be comfortable," because this might be the first time they ever meet you. Is literally going to your about page. So definitely having something like that would be good. And then a call to action to drive them where you want them to go next. So do you want to see the weddings, couples, or connect with you? That would be a nice thing to put down here as well. It'll help also breaking up all this wall of text. It's a lot of information for people to digest, and we've seen attention spans get less and less as time goes on. So something to be aware of. All right, there we go. Simple enough. I would put maybe a title of what this page is. Our services available, maybe right here would be good. Walk through that, what they have, and then maybe even a call to action there to drive them where you want to go next, your investment or something like that. Wedding packages. This is a nice strong page because it's straight to the point. I like that. Sometimes I get to these investment pages and it takes me, I have to scroll to get to what the information is. This is fast and easy. So I really like what you did with this page. It's just straight to the point, and it's very clean, and I love how it fits right in with this image size. So it looks really good. Let's jump over to your wedding page. So there are multiple galleries. So this is like a very old school traditional style gallery where you'll see kind of the almost like the album kind of images stacked and how they would be dressed in a book, which looks good. I'm sure it probably carries throughout. Yeah. So it's very collaged, things like that. Something I might do with this situation, with this format of scrolling, it's a lot to take in visually. It's just a lot of visual information. I might change your style to more of the slideshow effect, because then each individual, it'd be like this. If I clicked on it, each individual image will have its own, speaking point. Like, oh, I'm looking at this one. Oh, I'm looking at this one. And since there's so much images there, it won't be overstimulating or distracting. So I might just change this to the slideshow effect. So that's the easy thing to do. It's just like one click, okay? But I definitely recommend doing something like that. Yeah, for the 3 galleries. And heck, you might be able to get it all in one. I'm just saying. Just saying. Each gallery should have only about 30 images anyway. And since you're doing this collage effect, it kind of already tells the types of stories that you're telling. So something to think about. All right, couples. Now, if couples, since there's only this many images, it actually works in this way because it's not as distracting since it's single individual images. We're rolling through them, we're picking the ones that we like, and we go from there. Simple enough. Seniors is probably going to be the same way with these two galleries. And if you condense the gallery styling that I was mentioning of, definitely put some text on these pages. And the reason why I say that, this is going to make those pages a lot more targeted in search. So when people are looking at, looking for senior photography in Orange County, you could have all that information directly here, and they could come to this page before they even get to your home page if you set it up properly. So some things I would definitely do is put that information here, add a call to action at the bottom of the page. Like all that stuff doesn't have to be front loaded at the top. It could be at the bottom as long as it's on the page somewhere. I think it's just going to help get more eyes on your business. Testimonials. I think some things that you could do with this, um, and there's some different stylings that we could probably utilize. I just think there's some ways we can break it up. Maybe add an image here that kind of corresponds with those types of testimonials since they are short. That might be good. And some of them are longer that they just kind of go off. So something to change. We might want to take a look at what we have available in new stylings. I'm trying to figure out which template you have. You might have an older style template. We might need to take a look at. You might even be due for an upgrade. So something to definitely check out is reach out to our team. Sydney, you might need the newer stylings that are available. Oh, okay. And your contact page has a bunch of leftovers content and stuff like that. I definitely would remove unnecessary blocks. So you might need help with that section. And I'll let our team know about that. Maybe to reach out to you and see what they could do to help you. And it looks like you might be able to navigate to the new style. So that's definitely something I definitely recommend is getting on the new builder itself. It's going to have a bunch of brand new content, brand new visuals that you can implement, and it can transform your website like that, and you'll feel like a new business. So I definitely recommend upgrading if you haven't upgraded already, or having our team take a look at and see what we can make modifications to. All right, let's jump over to our next one, and then we'll take a look at Collins. This is Sweet Pea Portrait Photography. Got little newborns. Look at that. Grand opening. Love this logo in the center like that. Love these images. Love the rotating. That looks awesome. Love these little flowers. Great bit of information. Be careful of how many locations you mention, just for Google's sake. It's getting pretty smart about stuff, so you don't have to over tell it like the old days. In fact, you can get banned if it picks up too much. You get blacklisted, you don't even know it. But let's take a look though. Otherwise, if we just cut down a little bit there, we have this great section here. Love this stuff. Love these little flourishes. Love the bounce effect that is turned on. Love this pink with the gold and that little bit of teal. That's a really nice paired section. Really like that. Love this 1, 2, 3 and the book now buttons. I might even make the book now button a little bit bigger. But I really love this homepage. I think it's very clean and elegant. Your sharp photography is really selling too. So this feels very posh, very clean, very modern. Yeah, it's just it just feels very modern, but with that classic embellishments to it. It just looks awesome. Let's go in here. Love this. Love the little touches of pink in this like tealish green color. I think that looks really nice. This looks good. Let's check out the studio. Yeah, I love that. That looks great. Is there a photographer that just goes by Alfred? If not, I need to find out about them. No, this is a great. Love this little studio page. I think this looks nice. I mean, it's a very clean and elegant looking website. It's definitely utilizing our newer template stylings. You can see it just feels very, very posh in that style. Love that we're getting to the point of pricing right away. That's always good on a pricing page. Shocking, I know, but customers want to find out how much it costs. Nice call to action, nice forms, nice little use of color here. Feels very like Tiffany inspired, if that makes sense, especially when you get to this color. All right, and then we have select a session type. So if I was click here, it'd be maternity. Yes, you can see. So each of these pages feel targeted. There's a pricing information and details right at the start. We see those photos in that type of set. That looks really good and clean. Very good. Yes, that looks good. That looks good. Very awesome. So you can see, and they have that secondary navigation that I was speaking about um, with the farm one. Now I can just pop over to the next one, and I don't have to like ping back and forth. And they're telling their stories, what they want. There's a similarity to all these pages, so it feels like everything is cohesive and thought of at the end of the day. Look at these pages. Ah, and see, now I can just navigate fast through these pages instead of having to do what I call the ping pong effect of click, 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 right? We're just dropped right on in. Yeah, all these pages look amazing. Really good job in having the connection point. I think that looks really good. Yeah, we got some limited editions. Look at that, that's so cool. Can't wait for you to add more. I'm guessing this is probably a newer session type, so it looks really good. I would add at least one more photo there. Very cool. Nice little gift certificate section. Nice little section here since it's so short. Oh, my screen paused. Sorry, I hate when that happens. Where did it pause at? Did it pause here? No, it paused at the studio. Yeah, there we go. So let me go back through this. These pages look gorgeous. They're amazing. I was trying to figure out if Alfred's a real actual person. Um, this page looks great. Love the use of color. Love the banding. It feels like Tiffany inspired, especially once we get to this page. The way that these pages are developed as you scroll through, they're telling a story. They're talking about pricing and options right away. But my favorite thing was you can see right here there's a secondary navigation, so I don't have to go back and forth between the pages. I can just keep navigating through the pages individually. But otherwise, this is a great content. It's organized well. It's very clean. Um, it's very, very story focused, and it just looks absolutely stunning. They've done a great job. It feels consistent. It feels easy to navigate, which is important, and it gets to the point. Sometimes it's hard to find information if you go looking through all these pages sometimes. Uh, this looks great. Let's jump over to sweet words. Very simple. Keep adding these here. Let's check out blogs. They don't have one yet. They plan on doing it. They plan on doing it. Uh, you can hide this till then. That way, it's just not taking up space. But if you want to keep people, hooked in, that's fine too. Contact. Straight to the point. Easy enough. And booking page should have some similarities but different. Yeah, there we go. Book a session. Click here. Pick your date. Date picked. Go from there. Look at that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I think you've done a really good job with this website. There's some things I mean, it's just so well organized and clean. I think the last time we looked at your website, it was still kind of in progress. So it's nice to see what you've taken and evolved from there. I think it looks really nice. I think one of the biggest things that we talked about beforehand was like just replication of, duplicate photos, but it looks like you've trimmed that down so they didn't have the same stock shots. Because you had a lot more here that felt very samey. So you've gotten a little rid of that. So now we got straight to the point and we got a newer set of images. So it looks like you've been building your portfolio, working on that. So good job on that. Yeah, I think you're in the right direction. Of course, reach out to our team if you need anything, and of course, start blogging as soon as you can. That way, you're hitting, 2026 as hard as possible. Okay. All right, Colin. Let's take a look at your website. Do you have your .com? Or let me see if I can look you up. Let's see. Don't see. Are you a PhotoBiz customer? If not, I'm gonna have to hunt you down. Sometimes YouTube gets it where you can't like put .coms and stuff on timelines, but I'll look for you. Colin Reed. I think I found your Instagram. Let me see if I can. Here we go. I'm pulling you up, I think. Is it colinreedphotography.com? Okay, cool. All right, let's go over to there. Let's take a look at what you got. So who are you using? Let me know in the comment section who did you build your website with? Are you using WordPress or something else? I'd love to know. So we got here. So it's just a single page right now. WordPress. Okay. When did you start building it? Is this recent or is this what you just had for a while? Okay, okay. All right. So when I'm taking a look at you're located in uh, Glasgow, is that right? Yeah. I'll need to add more images. Yeah, so there's some things that I definitely would do. Just if you're looking to make a single page website, I think that's fine as long as you have it locked down with a bunch of details. The thing about a single page is, think of it this way, is like if you had a fishing rod, right? And you've flung it out into the ocean of the internet and there's trillions of pages, you have a single shot of being found. Where if you have a web page, then you have maybe say 10 rods. And if you have a blog kind of acts out as more lures to that page. So that's why a hidden feature that we tell people is blogging is like a secret thing for SEO and search. Because when people search for say you or in a photographer in your location, they might not come to your website, but they might find you through a blog post about a specific location. So some details there would be definitely important. The who, what, when, and where about you is very vital to this page style. Um, and let's hit them up with right off the start, something with more horizontal. Because when we're looking at it, even if it is on phone, that's fine. But I want to see an image right away that's just breathtaking across my desktop. We want to press them. So like when we're looking at a previous one, you see how like their launch photo was like that, right? So you can see how massive and grand scale it feels. Even on a mobile phone, this is going to look fine because it's going to shrink like that. And it's going to look good. So you don't have to worry too much about like, oh, people look at stuff on phones. Yes, this looks fine, but look at the vertical. Look at this. I can get two photos in one. So think about that with your website. How you can like hit them up with something impressive right away with the horizontal. You don't have to worry about the verticality because the phone's going to make up for that anyway. So yeah, if you have something branded here, I see you have like a logo. I definitely would hit them with a logo at the top, who, what, when, and why about you, and then take us through the experiences and what you have to offer. Now, people have really short attention spans. So, if I were to use yours as an example, I like the photos, but we need details kind of punctured with throughout it. You have like these one line paragraphs. If I was scrolling, I might miss that. So we want to make these sections kind of have their own air to breathe. Like you see how this one, like even if you take this paragraph here, look how much breathing room is in between this area and then this area right here. So you want to make sure that stuff has breathing room. Otherwise, it can get too squished in there and kind of lost. Like, oh, was there a line there? If I keep scrolling, sometimes people just flip through things. Some things I definitely do. I like this section here. Um, this is great stuff for testimonials. If you're able to extract that and put that on the website versus the screenshot that you took, I think this would look more impressive. For me, as a consumer, when I see this kind of is a little frightening. Think about all the documentaries you've ever seen on television where they're like, oh, they blacked out names and stuff like that. Uh, there's a subliminal factor of like, oh, this is kind of frightening looking. We don't want to scare your customers off with anything like that. So you don't have to have their email, but you can hand write this section out and have testimonials there. Yeah, you just think about it that way. You get what I'm saying? Like you're going through like conspiracy documents almost. You don't want to make that feeling. Especially, it looks like a lot of the people that you're talking to seem to be female customers. So we want to make them feel as comfortable as possible when it comes to this type of stuff. So if you're able to create like, let me see, do I have anything here? Like, let's see, I'll go to my personal page real quick. Give me a second. And recapture, there we go. So I'm just going to create a quick page on our website builder, like say this one. I'll just create this real quick. I'll say hide it because we don't want it in public. Oh, I understand. It's for confidentiality, but just that the visual look of it can be a little jarring. So like say we created this page like this. Boom, we're launched right in. You have some impressive images, even if they rotate or it's just a single image, you could have something like that. Then you could do something like this with your text, where it's like a card where it pops up with a testimonial of some sort. Then you could have, if you want to keep a single page, you can ignore this part. Then you can go, here you go, here's a testimonial. You can take what's on those emails and then pair it with an image if you wanted to, and then it's just a pop-up like this. You can do something like that. That way it feels more engaging, more inviting, and if you compare it with an image, it works even better because now people are that factor of like this experience is what that person had. So I want that experience because I see this photo, if that makes sense. So that's the type of stuff you want to look at when it comes to building a little bit more organically. Here, some of the elements will work on mobile, but I think there's ways you can explore it more. And I think you can keep enhancing it. Now, you don't have to utilize us or anything like that. These are just my feedback from you as creating websites for 20 years. But yeah, if you ever want to check us out, you can go to photobiz.com. There you can test us out for a month, and it might be a better flavor for you than WordPress. Okay, check that out. It's free for a month. See what you think. But you can do so much stuff with this visually, and there's like other components. Like if you have a hard time writing, we have an AI writing assistant that can assist with that type of stuff, and it'll be able to assist you on that. So something I just recommend, because you can add some more of that visual component. Like what if your page was like this, our home page, and it was just a single page with just like this, and there is no other pages. You could have a website like that, and it's just grabbing people's attentions, and it can put a form on the page. So you're grabbing people's as leads and connecting with them. So just some ideas to kind of spur in your mind. Just think about it, how you can add those types of elements to your own page. You can see what WordPress has. I know WordPress can be a little tricky because they require tons of plugins. So just something to consider if you want to simplify things in the end. So those are some ideas that I have for you. And if you want to, you can always reach out to me directly. I have your email, so I can email you after this as well. And I can send you the video so you can watch anytime if you want to look at the feedback as well. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you stopping by. I love being able to look at not just our customer base, but anyone. That's the most important part, is seeing what everyone's doing out there. And I think you have some ideas here, but we can modify this to make it like stronger, and that's what I want at the end of the day for you. So yeah, I can always if you ever want to talk or anything, I'll poke you later and see what's possible for you. All right, so we looked at a lot of incredible websites today. Again, if you need more tips and tricks and stuff like that, you can always check out our blog.photobiz.com. We have tons of news there. If you want to see new features that we had, you can see what we released in November, some brand new layouts, something I like to call story panels. I really love this. It's a great way to kind of showcase photos, videos, and text together, just as a stronger selling point. Those are available today. We also have our website creator that is coming out soon that's going to enhance getting started. You'll be able to build your website with one click. I'm telling you, it works. I've seen it. So I cannot wait for that to drop. That is dropping soon. You can also see all the other things like tips and tricks that we got going on. So if you need help with layouts, prompts like that, or just any type of thing that you're looking for, like testimonials and how important they matter to a business and how they can boost conversions, take a look at the content that we have out there. I definitely recommend it if you are getting started or you need to refresh stuff as we roll into 2026. You can also check out our education.photobiz.com, where we can also do some cool stuff. So you can see our upcoming events. We're going to be taking some time off till January 2nd. Website reviews will return. So if you want us to take your website then, we'll be taking a look at it then. Then we'll do an Ask Me Anything about writing with PhotoBiz AI, how you can utilize that as your writing assistant. I use it sometimes when it especially comes in handy when I'm writing in typos. Just as simple as that. If you just want to be able to feed something and like, hey, just clean it up. As good as that. Then we'll also have another website reviews, and then our masterclass program is coming up January 23rd. It's a 3-hour program where we're walking through building a website, setting up products for sale, and talking about marketing and how you can utilize the features there to enhance your business. And if you need help, we have coaching services available for $150 per hour. We get a lot done in that time frame. So if you want your website built in a day, check this out. If you need setting up any products, you can also reach out to us here as well. And if you're new and you're getting started, excuse me, and you're getting started, we have a quick start series that you can look at, and you can go ahead and start utilizing those in the demos available. I'm going to have a coughing fit right at the end. Excuse me. But that's it for today. I want to thank everyone for joining me. Colin, thank you again for allowing me to take a look at your website, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.